this is where everything first started at. Like when I tell you, like making me want to pick up a basketball for the first time, right here. It's a town, Lorain, Ohio. Little part of Lorain called Campeto. Like out here it used to be so crowded every day. So like, especially like in the summertime and stuff, we used to come out here from like 10 in the morning when my grandma used to kick us out the house. We'll eat breakfast, probably watch like an N1 mixtape, see somebody like hot sauce. Somebody do the handles and all that stuff.
So it's changed the game completely, as far as dribbling, passing, like all that was there before, but he just added a little bit more flavor to a little bit more hot sauce.
And then come out here and just try to copy what they did all day, and then we would just play mad one-on-ones. And then towards the evening time, come back up later and then play 5-on-5. So the park was like, this is where it all started. So those bleachers right there, like take your loss, sit on the bleachers, wait until you get picked up again. So it's just crazy. Like my whole like career, it just started here, like just watching my cousins playing. Like there's so many memories just on this court right now. Like it's almost surreal, like just standing here. I haven't been here in a while, but this is like before the high school jersey, before the college jersey and stuff. Like this is everything. Like it all started here, and just learning how to be tough, learning how to be respectful to other people, respectful to the game, like the love of the game. Like it all started here. Like, and it was so crazy. Like right now you can see like broken glass on here and stuff. So. And it was just like this. So we should like broken glass, boom, had to run back. So my family, we covered almost every block. We used to move all the time, like my grandma, my dad, and my aunts and them. So we started off on the far end of the street, moved to that block, moved up and down that block over there, lived over there. So it was just like, it's like we covered this whole territory over here. But anyway, we run to the house or something, grab a broom, sweep out the glass, or you know, multiple kids come up here, sweep out the glass, and then we just get going. So whether you were good at basketball or not, you found out real quick. So if you weren't good, you had to get up here early, kind of work on your game, kind of get used to the double rims and stuff. Like I remember not getting picked up at all, like multiple times in a row, trying to play with the older kids when I was in like middle school, and they were not having it at all. And then the one time I did get picked up, I remember I got on the court, shot the ball, airballed it. And they yelled at me right away, like, that's not your job, that's not your goal while you out here. Like your goal is just to play. Like play defense and not make any mistakes, basically. So you just that's where you kind of learn how to play a role at. I think outside is harder than playing inside because a lot more pressure. Like, you know, things happen inside and it's the flow of the game, but outside things happen, but people don't care that they happen. They want to win. There's no excuses. Like there's multiple people waiting at the park. Games take forever. So if your team loses, you got to sit on the sideline and wait like 4 or 5 games, and 4 or 5 games can take like 1.5 hours to 2 hours, just depending on, you know, how fast the games go. And around here, like we got a different style of playing. So we play up to 12, but we got a thing called 7-0 blowout. So if one team scores 7, the other team has 0, then game over. Like 7-0 blowout, you get off the court quickly. But I mean, you couldn't call no fouls up here, especially if you were younger. If you were younger, you called a foul, 1, everybody thought you were soft, and 2, they weren't gonna give it to you. But you learned how to be tough. You had to really learn how to figure out, you just had to learn how to play. Like, I think that's what's missing in today's game now. Like, kids are gifted, yes, more athletic, more skilled, everything, but they don't have that grit. That grit gets you over the hump. And I mean, you can have all the athleticism and stuff, but if you put somebody tough on you, that's a little bit grittier, a little bit, you know, a little bit more aggressive. Like, how do you respond to that? This is where you learn that. For example, I'm playing out here. I'm probably like in 9th or 10th grade now, so I got a little rhythm to my name. My dad was sitting over there on the bleachers, and we were all up here playing, everybody playing. I'm jawing with a dude up and down the court. And so, like, I'm starting to get too far into the conversation, and now I'm starting to miss shots and taking my mental, like, it's taking my mental over instead of me taking over with my game. So my dad, like, just kept counting. He like, you know, all right, that's your first time. If you talk 3 times, I'm pulling you out, and you sitting out and watching a couple. So, you know, kid and I kept jawing. Boom, pulled me out. 3rd time having pulled me out, and I'm just sitting there. And I mean, this is pickup basketball, but this is how much you learn. So my dad just had me sitting there, and he always told me, like, it's okay to get into a little jawing match, but when the jawing starts overpowering your game and starts taking over and you start making dumb decisions, like you trying to force a layup or a shot and this kid over here is open, like, then you're getting too far into it. Like, let your game do the talking. At the end of the day, the kid that's John, if he loses to you, he looks dumb. All you gotta do is play a role. So that's why I think outside is an important element that's missing in today's game. Like, even when I coach now, I ask the kids, hey, do you play outside? Have you gone outside? Like, you need to feel the difference. Like, yes, you need to play in that hot blazing sun and feel what it's like to just be miserable. Like, the gym should be a luxury and a sanctuary instead of, like, right now it's like expected. And I think that's just, it's creating a problem for the culture. Like, you could tell, like, the kids that play outside versus the kids that play just indoor, totally different kids. Now, the kids that play indoor, you know, they might be a little bit more skilled for a little bit, but the kids that play outside are grittier. And once those gritty kids learn the skill, those kids that played inside all their life, nothing for them. 'Cause I'm telling you, falling out here on the asphalt and concrete and stuff, you take a fall out here versus a fall in the gym, it feel like falling on a bed of nails out here versus falling in the gym feels like falling on a pillow. Like, it's totally different. Like, hey, my grandma was the queen of cold water and peroxide, because I used to come home with cuts all over my knees, cuts all over my hands and wrists. I still got them now from just playing, like, people's fingernails, like blood on my shirts all the time. Like, this is how you get it. And it's an important element that's missing in today's game, like the outside culture. I wish that, and I hope that outside culture comes back. I don't know if it will, but this right here, this is like where you were celebrated. So before the Snapchat fame and the Instagram, where everybody has a mixtape now, like, and if you like the girl, she sat right over there, over here, everybody at the park. If you like the girl, this was your stage. This was your stage. This is how you became the man. You sat out here and you balled. This is how you prove yourself to everybody sitting out here. They don't want to see no mixtape. They don't care who you are, what your name is. If you were a big name, this is how you prove it. You become a legend at the park, and then you become a legend inside the domain. It's just a certain level of respect that you gotta have for the park, and that I have for the park now. Like, it's like I said, it's a real seeing this right now. About to get ready to grind. Like, a part of this, I gotta work out myself. So I put myself through workouts because, you know, I slacked off during the season trying to worry about training the kids, so I let myself get out of shape. So now, being in the player development world, you got to train yourself. Just like I train myself for strength and conditioning, I got to make sure I'm staying up to par. I'm young, I'm still in my 20s, so I got to make sure that I'm in full basketball shape. Like, I'll retire when I'm like 45 or 52 or something like that from playing and just train all the time. But as of right now, I still got to play. still got a lot of game left, you know. We at the church, Lakewood United Methodist Church. You know, they during this whole COVID thing, life's been crazy. So, you know, they gave me a lot of love, and I appreciate them for letting me use their facilities. You know, since honestly, this is one of the best communities that I've ever been in or been around. Like, just from coaching at the high school, like, I know a lot of the community. They show me a lot of love and support. So whether it's just walking down the street or being at the grocery store, seeing parents, seeing kids, little kids, older kids, past kids that graduated, it's been great, man. It's one of the greatest communities that you could live in. I think it's actually one of the top 10 suburbs in the country. Actually, might crack top 5. So if you haven't seen it, Lakewood, Ohio, Google it. One of the best places you come. 4 years in Lakewood since I got here and started coaching, man. It's unbelievable how like amazing the time has been. Like, I didn't know why I wanted to coach or what I was gonna do, and coming here like shaped my whole career. Without these kids at Lakewood High School, I wouldn't have discovered that I wanted to coach, and there would be no Coach Lovett. So it'd be all over with.